So first of all, let me show you the website, which is elearninghome.com. Oops, my bad. Elearninghome.com. So once you registered and log into this website, I will enroll you. I think I have enrolled all of you so far. If any new registries is there, I'll enroll it after this session. So once I enroll you, you will be able to access this course overview. So when I click on that specific course, I can see announcements, chat, and forum. So these three things are for our communication. Basically, announcements. If anything new is there, I'll just post it over here, and you can see it. I'm just opening it in a new window just to show you. So all the announcements for the latest or old, all the announcements will be listed over here. And same way, the chart. If I right click and open a new window, if you want a chart, we can always chart. Click enter here. So this is a charting window. So where I can chat with anyone, basically who are enrolled and log into this course. And the final thing is the forum. So open new window. Here I have created one discussion so far. In coming days, I'll be creating more discussions. So first one is introduction. So I have to click on that introduction and see that this is the questions which I asked basically. Where are you from, your education qualification, and everything, etc. So you can simply reply to this forum with your saying there or with your details of interest. Where are you from? So basically, just giving you an idea how to write educational qualification, MCA, professional qualification, 10 years of experience, career, UI architect, hobbies, I missed the spelling, and what are the hobbies? Hundreds of hobbies, but let me say training. Awesome. I've given just a list. You can write in a much better way, a paragraph. So your presentation is very important. This will help you even in the interview. So try to write at least 1 or 2 paragraphs. I've given the names, list of the just lessons. We don't have time in the training. So try to write 1 or 2 paragraphs about yourself. It will help you to showcase your presentation. I mean, what you are exactly. Anyway, that's the forum. Let's get into the topics. Today's topic is building basic layouts using tables. So depends on the timing. We're not sure how many lessons we are going to complete today. So this is a topic, and these are the lessons that we are going to work today. And I'm going to give assignments also. And I think I have created a video how to submit assignments also. Anyway, now the tables. So let's talk about the tables. So I have yesterday in last session I have showed you the basic structure of HTML. I have not explained you what is the difference between HTML4 and HTML5, and what is HTML4 and what is HTML5. So I'm not going to waste time to explain HTML4 and HTML5 difference between, because simply Google it, you will find a lot of articles. If you still think you need help, I'll definitely explain the difference. But once I am done, once we are done with 1 week or 2 week sessions, you will understand difference automatically between them, because we're going to, and now I'm teaching you HTML4. Eventually we'll get into HTML5 within a week of period. So we don't need to explain. I don't want to explain you everything verbally right now. So anyway, let's get into tables. Okay, everyone joins anyway. Don't save it. And now, nothing is here. Anyway, let's start tables. Oh yeah, please explain div once. So first we'll complete tables and then we'll go for divs. So I'll try to complete tables today itself, whole day table section, and I'll design layout today using tables. And tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, we'll talk about the divs. That's a huge topic because if I start divs, before divs itself, I have to explain you the CSS. So CSS selectors, we will start with the CSS selectors. So once you understand the CSS selectors, and we can start with the divs because divs completely work on the CSS. So no hurries. Okay, good. Any more charts did I miss? Let me check. Okay, brilliant. And don't worry about this tag. I'm not giving any attributes like all usually we have to give for HTML4. Since we are just a training, I'm not giving the whole tag, full tag. You can easily get it from anywhere, but right now let's not waste time by writing whole thing. So first of all, a header thing. I'm going to understand body thing. These two are very important. Without header, without body, you cannot write HTML file. And let's start with a table, a basic table. You can write with me. You can open your notepads and you can start writing with me. It's easy for you to follow. Cell padding 0, cell spacing 0, border 0. So you might wonder, like today instead of Notepad++, I took Notepad. Actually, I suggest you use Notepad. If you use Notepad++, it will show you the attributes. It will show you the by default attributes and select. You can simply select. But if you use Notepad, you have to type everything. So which means if you type everything, it will help you to remember in a better way. So I highly recommend only Notepad, a plain Notepad. So let's try tr tr here tr and td. I'll explain you what is tr and tr. Most of you might know already, but whoever don't know, don't need to worry. I'll explain everything. So here, unlike h1 tag, header tag, h1 is like h1 is only one line tag where you have open h1 and end h1. Let's write. Let's say write h1. Welcome to TRISHOOL session 2. So now I have the header tag, but here below you have a table tag. This is a table HTML tag. First of all, first you need to open and close table. After that, you need to write TRs. Table is a tag which has 3 attributes. So whenever you write table anywhere, no matter where you are, you always write these 3 attributes. These 3 attributes are mandatory for any table because by default every table has a little bit a cell padding, little bit cell spacing, and also a border. So here I have given it to 0 because usually I'll create the border using CSS. Since we have not yet to CSS, I'll give 1 border 1. So remember, whenever you write a table, these three attributes are mandatory. I'll explain you what are these three attributes in a moment. So this is the row, table row, which means it's a horizontal column. It's a horizontal row, the whole row. And TD, which means a vertical column, which means like you are creating columns in a single row. Right now I have created a single column in a single row, a single column in a single row. So right now let's say all I can say is row 1, column 1. Okay, paste. So this is a row 2, column 1. And let's save as. It's not text, it should be always all files. If you give .txt, if you save it like put it as the save type as a text and try to table.html, it won't work because it will save again as a notepad. So you need to make sure it is a all files. So then it will definitely save as appears. Tables.html. Now save it. Go there. TRISHOOL training classes. See here, tables.html. Right click, open with. So don't use any editors. I suggest this. Please use only Notepad++. You will remember everything while typing. So you first at the starting you might not remember the all the attributes and tags. You look into my video and start typing. So you will uh, just keep on practicing more typing, then you will remember automatically these attributes and everything. As you can see here, I have created row 1, column 1, row 2, column 2. So it's quite simple table. Let's say I want 3 columns in a row. All I need to do is simple. I'll just take a new page. So here I'll name this file as a single row table. I'll simply copy paste this. Now I say 5 rows, 5 columns. 5 rows, 4 columns, I'll say. So I open the file. Since I already saved it as HTML, it will ask for a right click, open with. Okay. So I need to open with the notepad. That's the reason I am just looking for a application. Yeah. No. So now the font is bigger. Hold on. Font size. I'll just make it to 16. Yep. Perfect. Now I need 5 rows and 4 columns. 5 rows and 4 columns. So now let's say all I need to do is, first of all, I'll create one row. I'll remove another row which is not required for the time being, of course. And this is very important, alignment. So if you align like this, it's quite easy for you to access and to remember, to understand how many columns and rows you have. So I have how many? 2, 3, 4. So I have one row, 4 columns. So my requirement is simple: 5 rows, 4 columns. So I have created one row with 4 columns. Brilliant. Now I'll say row column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So now all I need to do is simple, just copy and paste. But since this is a second row, I'm just naming it as a second row. Done. So you can start typing with me. Don't just watch. So keep on typing. Create a new notepad file. Just a basic HTML. Oh, I think I forgot to close HTML, I guess. Hold on. Did I? No, I have not forgotten. So HTML body closing is very important. Always open and close. Anyway, so 2 columns. This is a third column. I'm just naming it as a third column. You need to be very patient, because once you started writing coding, it will get more interesting. So, so, so I need five rows, right? So this is the fifth row. All I can say is row 5, column 1, row 5, column 2, row 5, column 3. Ah, brilliant. So let's save this, and where is our file? Here is our file. Right click. As you see here, I've just copy paste the old HTML file and edit it, because I don't want to write every time the same HTML thing. But if you write for every file manually, it will be really good for practice. So I click open with. Oops, beautiful. See, I have a 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows and 4 columns. So this is a basic simple table. So now let me explain you what is cell spacing. So now I have a table here. Oh, now I have a table here. Go here, give cell spacing to 10. I save it and refresh. As you can see here, actually there is no space for the text, but there is a space for column. So we can consider this as a margin of that specific column. So which means outside column, outside box. There is a space outside box. If you want a space inside box, right now row 1 column 4, row 1 column 3, whatever, all the text is little congested inside. There is no space in between them. So that's for that we go for a cell padding. If we give a 10 pixels, as you can see, refresh the page and you can see the space inside the cells. Now it looks beautiful than before. So now let me see one more thing. Border. Let's try to give 2. Save it and refresh it. So now the border is thickened. But as you can see, the border is applying only for the entire table, not for the columns. 5, border 5. Let's try border 5. As you can see, it is applying, border is applying only for the table. So that is because we can control that border, the columns border, using CSS. So we will write however we want using CSS. So if I want to write CSS, so all I need to do is simple. As you already know, I am going to write internal CSS style space type is equal to text slash CSS style. Style. So this is the tag which you write inside header as a for the style sheets. Like if you are writing internal style sheets. If you are writing inline style sheets, inline is it's really difficult. Hardly, like, you have to write for every tag literally inline, which means you write here style is equal to, is an attribute to style is equal to so on. So font size is equal to 18 pixels. So if you started writing like that, it will take a lot of time and it's really difficult to control. But using styles in internal style sheets, I can simply Let's say if I want to apply all TDs, a single color, all I can say is TD, open, close. You might wonder, you are giving TD, but TD is under TR and TR is under table. Can you give directly over there? Yes, actually TD is just a tag, but it is a children tag of TR. TR is just a tag, but it is children tag of table. Table is just a tag, it is a children tag of body. Body is just a tag, it is children tag of HTML. So basically you can use, it's just like another tag, but you cannot use it individually like other H1 paragraph. These TDs and TR should be included inside the table. And now go to TD, and now what I can say, I'll say color is equal to, maybe I'll go for red, which I'm very fond of it, and save it. Now, brilliant. So I can see all the red colors. Now, what I can do is, because now the font looks doesn't good, so for me, so now what I can do, body, open, close, open, close. First do open, close, and then write whatever you want. Font, family, Arial. So also you might wonder, now I know color, I know font family, I know font size, but how do I know other CSS attributes? So you can find it in simply any website, W3 Schools or any other websites. You just list out all the CSS attributes at one place and keep on practicing. Try to apply every attribute, every CSS attribute to HTML files. Then you will get to know. Let's see. I have applied font size 14 pixels, and let's try. See. 1 second. My bad. I think I was talking to you and I written in a wrong place. So never write inside the body, inside the header. Always write inside the style tag. Always write inside the style tag. Yeah, refresh the page. So now as you can see, the Arial has been applied. Font Arial has been applied the entire document, and color is applied for only the table, because that's only table, and I think, yeah, that's it. And as you can see, I have given header font size 18 pixels, but body font size 14 pixels. When I say this, it will apply the whole site, the entire site. But when I say this, it will apply only to the specific this tag. So as you can see the difference now here, this is 18 pixels and this is a 14 pixels font. And how to control this border? I want this border to be some red color or something else. Let's try. What is that? The table, right? I'll write a table. Table, open, and close. So now I have written table, open, close. Now write border. See, I'm able to write it because I have a lot of practice. I developed hundreds of websites, so it's easy for me to remember. But you can go to any W3 schools and look into it and get it. FF0000 place 1 pixels solid. I'll explain what are these. First is color code, second is thickness of the border, and the third is uh, thickness. It is also thickness characteristic, but you can control thickness uh, if you know painting, like basically light painting, thick painting will be there, right, when you draw, similar to that. So if it is a solid, it should look it will be same as a thickness, like full black color or something. If you given, if you can give numbers also, which means you can control the width of the border, not only here using pixels but also using this section called solid. Anyway, first of all, always try to give solid, and if you think you need little down, you can go for something else, number, but anyway, always solid, so then you will see a proper border. Let's try. Beautiful. See, now the border was very ugly, and though it was thick, like 10 pixels, it was very ugly. So now as you can see, the table has a border of what? Here, 5, but it has been overwritten by whom? CSS with 1 pixel. So now, as you can see, now it's look beautiful. Now I can make it like, maybe I just want some 5 pixels so that the table surrounding should look thickness border or whatever. So now inside, as you can see, the TD borders also become a red color. So if I want a different color for TD's borders, all I can do is write my own border for TDs separately. All I need to do is FF00 FF. I mean, it's just a color code. You can give whatever the color code you want and refresh. As you can see, you've got a different color for the background. Is it necessary to write a table, TD, body, paragraphs in a particular order? Perfect question. Yes, it is necessary and it is mandatory, because a table is a, a set of block. Inside the table, where you are setting up a row, which means these 4 columns should be always inside this row. Always. These 4 columns always should be reside inside the row. Similar to that, this is another row, and these 4 columns inside to this row, which means these are literally children of this row. So you cannot mess up with it, and you always say, remember one thing, when you are creating a table, it is always mandatory that number of columns should be equal for all the rows inside a table. Number of columns, number of TDs, columns means here TDs, should be always equal, which means if you give in a first row, if you give 4 columns, no matter how many rows in that table, you always give same number of columns. So, oh, you're asking about the paragraphs inside the header. Paragraph in the header. I have not given any paragraph. Oh, I understand. This text, this is a value you should give inside header only. And also, whatever the inside TD, you can again write your own HTML tags and everything. I'm asking about the paragraphs in the header. Okay. I think you're referring this one. Welcome to TRISHOOL session 2. Actually, this is just a text inside H1. H1 is a tag. Welcome to TRISHOOL session 2 is a value, and this is an attribute. So that's tag, HTML tag. Is that what you are asking, Sarita? Sorry, side head tag. Yes, yes. That sequence is very important. You need to write a first HTML and then header tag and then body tag. Inside head tag, you have given style tag. Inside style, if you are wondering about these 3, I understand now what you're asking. So you don't need to follow any sequence, but remember, you can write this thing at the bottom also. It doesn't see any difference. So there is no sequence, but the thing is, you should be open and close properly for every tag. So this is individual, which means it is separate, like whatever you're writing, this is separate and this is separate and this is separate. There is no relation like you write in HTML. So, but when I talk about when I talk about selectors, you will understand more of it. Is that answer for your question? Okay, excellent, good. You can ask questions in the middle also, that is fine, no issues. Beautiful. Now what I was trying to say, yeah, so you can write as many columns as you can, as many rows as you can, but always remember each and every row must and should contain same number of columns in a single table, always. So no matter what, you might wonder, if I want to club two rows, two columns in a single row, yes, we are coming into next into, we're talking about that in the next video, or maybe in a few minutes. So now this is the table with the same number of columns and same number of rows. This is a perfect table. What if I want two columns has been merged? Let's say, I'll explain you. I'll take the same table, same file, but I will just copy the merging columns. Right click, open with Notepad. Yeah. So now I'll open this so that it is the same. Now, of course, I've taken a new file. Now, all I need to do is, right now, I want only two columns in the first row. You can simply remove it. As I said before, I told you, it should be always same number of columns in a single table. So now, since I have removed two columns right now, there is a mandatory saying that there should be four columns in the entire row. So now what I can do is, there is an attribute called call span. Note it down. There is an attribute called call span. When I say call span 2, the entire row counts as a two columns. So now I have total how many columns here? Two columns and one column, third one. Now what I can do, go here, call span equal to again 2. Brilliant. And save it, refresh it here. See, I have removed other two columns, but I was able to occupy the two column space with one column. So that is happened only using call span 2. Now let's say I'll remove two columns again. Now this time I'm going to say call span is equal to 3, right? Which means that is occupying 3 columns. Call span is equal to 1, which means this is occupying 1 column. Let's see and refresh, see what happens. So we have occupying 3 column section, and this is 1 column. That's beautiful. So now let's try a different thing. I can say I'll remove again here also in third row also 2 columns, but this time I'll write reverse. Call span is equal to 1. Call span is equal to 3. So here you need to remember is, at any cost, all I need to do is I have to make sure that there should be same number of columns in every row. Here if you take first row, I have how many columns here? 3, 1, 4 columns. Same thing, 3, 1, 4 columns. Here also, here I'll remove 3 columns and I'll say call span is equal to 4. You might wonder, it's only one column, you can simply leave it as a column. No, you have to write call span is equal to 4, which means we are saying that this to this TD, hey, you occupy 4 column space no matter what. So in that way I covered 4 columns for every row in a single table. Refresh a page and see how it is really looking. See, this is a brilliant tables. There is a row span also. In a similar way, you do row span also, but I don't recommend to use row span at all. I'm not going to tell also, but you can practice. But don't worry about row span because you don't use it much. So mostly we will play with the call span. So now since you have already seen the tables, how to write a table, and what are the things that you need to remember for every table, and how to merge columns inside the table. Let's talk about the nested tables. But before we talking about the nested tables, there are two attributes for every TD is mandatory. There are two attributes. Remember, for every TD, this is mandatory. What are they? Which is text align left, vertical align left, vertical align top, middle. So top. So right now, as you can see, this row 1, column 1 is aligning in the center of the, sorry, in the center of the column. That is because you have given cell padding, of course. But in real-time scenario, if you also by default, it will align to the center of the column. Since the height of the table is TDs is very less, you are not able to figure it out. Let me give a height of TD a little bit more. I think so far we have not discussed about the width and height. Remember, it's colon always, don't use it's equal to. Let's say height is equal to 50 pixels and refresh it. As you can see, it is applied for every TD. If I give 100, so every TD height will be 100. So now as you can see, this is aligned to the center, not to the left. So either you can write two things, either you can write in CSS alignment or you can write in every TD. These are the two attributes. Basically, align is equal to left, align is equal to top. These attributes are mandatory for every TD. So that all the content resides on the top, because when you use nested tables, if the table starting from the middle, again there will be a spacing issues. So remember, always use align left, we align top for every column in the table. Imagine if you want to write this in every column in the table, how many times you are going to write. Okay, align means horizontally, we align means vertically. Aligning vertically to the top, V align means horizontally to the left or center or right, whatever you want, right? But for V align, top, middle, bottom. For align left, center, right. You got it? Okay, good. So now it's quite difficult for me to write. Of course, sometimes if you don't want to play with CSS, you can write here. So you need to write what? You need to write it for every column. So like this, imagine how many columns you have. So let's say if you're building a website with tables, only tables, it's going to be a hell lot of time to take to write attributes for every column. So for that reason, we have here CSS. So with one TD, if I apply it, it will apply for every TD in the table. Now all I need to do is text align left, vertical align top. So you might wonder, there is a difference here. Here they have given as a align attribute, a VLine attribute, but here you giving as a text align left, vertical align. What is this? So that's the difference between the CSS attributes and tag attributes. This is a tag attribute for the same aligning left and top. This is the CSS style. Don't talk. I don't call it as attribute because it might confuse you. This is a CSS style. So this is a CSS language saying that align left and top, and this is a HTML attribute. So you can do it in both ways using both. So I always prefer this one. Always prefer this one. It's easy because I'm writing only one time. But if you want to write this, you have to write it for every column, every TD, which is not recommended. Like it will take a lot of time to write. Once I refresh, as you can see, all are aligning properly to the top left of the corner. So now if I write nested tables, which means table inside another table. So now that table is also aligned properly, going to align properly inside these columns because it starts from the top of the table, top of the column. Now let's try a table inside tables, nested tables. Hold on. Oh, before I get into nested tables, does everyone understand table concept now? Does anyone have questions? So, does anyone was trying writing tables, writing code? I mean, while I was teaching, anyone created any tables? Record session. Oh, it's already 1 hour. We're done. But let me complete nested table and then let me give you assignment. Now I'm going to do something which is like merge columns, copy and paste. F2 nested tables. Brilliant. Now open with, oops. Now I have opened this and open it. Chrome. Beautiful. Now I want a table inside another table. Inside, let's say here I have a row 1, column 1, right? Here also I want to again divide into some other sections. So now I'm going to create inside T1 where I want to write, first of all, row 1, column 1, right? Go to row 1, column 1. Yeah, column 2 this is. And this is a column 1. Yeah. As you can see here, I press enter so that it's easy for me to remember starts where it is starting and where it is ending. I'm just giving a little more space. So now I'm starting over here. So what I'm doing here is I'm aligning properly. Hey, whatever I'm writing here, it is inside TD. So it's easy for a new guy who is coming to your code and understanding it. So try to give more spaces. And don't worry about the spaces. If I give space, it will display in the front end. No, it won't display. So don't need to worry about that. And I'm writing my own table again. As I said, always remember open, close. Then only you do whatever you want to do. Until unless, don't do anything. Now, so cell padding is equal to 0. Well, you can actually write a CSS also for this, but I love to write this, so I always write this for a table, these 3 attributes. So now, excellent. Inside this, I'm going to take a row I'm taking 3 rows and I'm taking my bad, T 2 columns. That and there. This is how you need to write actually, as I have not showed you when I'm writing a main table. This is how you need to give a space. If you take editor, in that editor it will be easy, but since I've taken notepad, it's little difficult to write. This is what nested table, row 1, column 1. So like that, I want some 2 columns. Brilliant. 1 second, I'm just trying to align it. That's fine. If you understand the code, that will be fine. No need to worry about this alignment thing. But if you align it properly, it's easy for you to understand in the future. Not only for you, whoever coming watching into your code and looking into your code and try to change it, do the changes. It's easy for them. So let's try to follow some. And the last row. Don't get confused. You don't think that it's a huge code. It's very simple. We are writing here. Anyway, I'm not going to change the text inside that table. So now refresh. If you see here, uh, one second. I think cell spacing and cell padding I have not given. I'll just give 5. Right now, as you can see here, that border and the alignment, everything is applied to the inner table also. That is because we have given tag selector. So which means no matter how many tables inside the document, how many TDs inside the document, whatever the CSS I write, it will apply. Sometimes for the internet table, I don't want that CSS to be applied, which means I don't want this align to be to the top left. I want to align it to the center. For that, we have selectors. So which means we have an ID selector, class selector. We will talk about it in coming sessions. But this is how we write, we create a basic layout. So as you can see, it's almost similar to a website. You're just looking at it like a frame. But let's try Google website layouts. So I'll give you one assignment today, only one assignment, since this is a starting. So I'm going to give you, it's a little complicated, but it's quite straightforward. Okay, I'll do this. Brilliant. This looks good. So with this knowledge, whatever you have right now, I want all of you to create this template. Actually, I want you to create 4 layouts, everyone. So these are very simple. All you are going to do is take one table, 1, 2, 3. This whole section has another row, 4 and 5. Inside 4th row, you are going to take 2 columns, right? So first of all, you need to identify maximum number of columns for the entire site. Here, I see here 2 columns are maximum. Now I'm going to take a simple, I'll say call span is equal to 2, call span is equal to 2, call span is equal to 2. But 2 TDs I will provide and 1 TD I will provide. Here 1 TD I will provide, 1 TD, 1 TD. And here 3 TDs in this row, right? And here 1 TD. But here if I give 3 TDs in this row, but here I have to give 3 TDs, which is not possible. So I'm going to give a call span is equal to 3. Call span is equal to 3. Call span is equal to 3. Yes, we need to create like that. But it's going to be a little difficult, right? You cannot control it if you use call span. So you can do this. Create one table with single row, single TD, single row, single TD, single row, single TD, again single row, single TD. Inside that TD, take one more table, take three columns. Similar way, single row, single TD, and take this entire thing as one row, this entire thing as one row inside single TD, and inside that take one more table. In that table, take 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and 4 columns. Again, one more table, sorry, one more row, single TD. Inside that TD, take one more table, 3 columns. Anyone got confused with this nested thing? It's pretty straightforward, which I've even given here also. I'm going to share these examples to you, whatever I've done today. So you can look into them. So no need to worry about forgetting the code and everything. But you can open it in Notepad++ to understand it. Yes, Of course, I'm going to share you now only, here only. And of course, I'm going to share it in the Skype in our group. And yeah, so this is a assignment. Now I'm going to put it under where? Hold on, just give me 1 second. General. Okay, building a basic layout. So I'm not giving assignment for lesson. I'm giving assignments for the topic. Just please bear with me. Okay, I can stop video. So, anyone has any questions? I'll wait for 2 minutes. If anyone has questions, please feel free to ask me. How many attendees we have now? 11. I don't know. First day it was 17 attendees. Now today only 11. Okay. I'll ask go by name by name. Okay. Interesting question. What is UI UX design? There is a lot of difference between UI and UX design. User interface. UI means user interface design. Basically, you design using Photoshop and all the application, how the application looks and everything. User interface designing, like including the pages and everything. People are calling it UI design even for HTML developers also, which means you need to convert it to HTML and build it using JavaScript and everything. But the UI design is basically creating the design, PSD design from the requirement document or wireframes given by the UX designer. So I want you to watch the video which I've created for user experience. You will understand the difference actually. I tried my best to explain there with my knowledge whatever I have. You will be able to understand that. Just 1 second. My channel playlist. Here, this one. I have yeah, watch this video. Yeah, I'm at scale. I mean, this for the first 2 minutes, I have some classes and everything, so ignore that. And it has a really very useful information with respect to user experience. I am not sure. I was not planned actually, but let's see. This is basically not for designers. This is for developers because that is comes under designing. So wireframe designing, PSD designing, converting them to basically how to do user research and everything is comes into user experience. So I'm not going to cover in this course. In this course, I'm going to cover the complete pure HTML coding. So basically, the problem here is we have a lack of understanding uh, certain things in HTML that is causing people to, feeling difficult in converting designs to HTML. So I'm trying to get rid of that. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Any questions? Tripti, Renika, Sarita, Shubham, Siripriya, Suryakant, Gauda, Vamshi, Venu. Cool. Then please complete your assignment by tomorrow session. Tomorrow morning I'll look assignments quickly. So I'll take anyway. We'll be waiting for the people, right, for 10 to 15 minutes. So at the time I'll look into the assignment and give you any suggestions, or maybe we can take one session completely for the assignment if it is necessary, if you we think required. So the idea is simple. Whoever not able to understand the topic, just please raise a hand and chat over. Tell me over here. Don't simply ignore it and be with it, because once you try, you will get a lot of questions. I know that. You just try it. Yes. Who is this waiting for your name? Can you type your name? It's still waiting for your name. Chakri. Okay, Chakri.